Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Love you, but not in love with you. Oh man, you know what? There has probably been more divorces or even breakups from serious relationships following those words than anything else. Almost to the point of really saying, like in a divorce proceeding, instead of saying irreconcilable differences, the woman just need to be honest. She need to tell a judge she loves her husband, but she's not in love with him. Therefore, she has to divorce him, allow him to see his kids only 2 weekends out the month, get half his paycheck, get the house that he really worked hard for, all because she loves the man but not in love with the man. And I kind of wish I was joking. I really do. Seriously, I mean, that gotta be one of the most asinine statements I've ever heard in my life. Plus, many men have heard it. It's very rare. In fact, I challenge any woman to say that some man has said it. We'll just say, if we even use the love word, we'll just say, you know what, we don't love you no more, and leave it at that. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. When I hear it, to me, I'm just gonna say to me, because people have different definitions of love. But to me, it's stupid, because I've always saw love as different. And I probably said this in one of the videos, because this is one of those stories from my childhood that just stuck with me. I know I probably shared it once or twice, but in fact, I think I did share it recently. I can't remember which video and stuff, but I remember this dude told me and my boy the definition of love, right? And we were talking about all this biological stuff and, that Hallmark Valentine's Day card stuff. But he was like, no, it's responsibility, it's tolerance, it's acceptance, it's, adoration, forgiveness. And he said, he laid out all these virtues and stuff, and I've always stuck with that. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. And I'm going to say this, I don't care what woman get mad. When they say something like, I love you, but I'm not in love with you, they sound stupid as shit. I'm just going to say it. It sounds stupid as shit. They would be more accurate to say, you know what? I feel a bond towards you because of your character and all of that, but my vagina doesn't tingle for you anymore. They might as well just say that. It's honest, it's messed up. But see, I'm going to tell you the messed up part about that. It has nothing to do with love, and it's really not a reason to break up a family if there's no abuse or anything like that. And I'm just keeping 100. Because what happens usually, right? They divorce and all of that stuff, but then the woman finds out the hard way that marriage is more than, just, some tingles in her vagina. Now, those are important. Sex is very important, but it's not the only thing when we talk about relationships. See, that's one of the reasons I believe that relationships are so jacked up. Because we have too many people, many women, and unfortunately some men who play into it. Many men who really play into it are really looking at it in a very childish way, some type of TV way, like they went on some soap opera or something like that. No, because when people come together, it's more than just to have legitimized sex or to legitimize children. You talking a business entity, you talking about a mini subculture, or probably a mini nation. If you think about it, one family, one man and woman, they can create a whole clan. Depending on how many children they have and then how many children their children have, And you talking an economic organization too. And I said that in a comment on my new channel, Ron Wills, about that business. And yeah, this is a shameless plug. Go ahead and check that out. Sub the channel and everything. Check out the videos. But a family, I mean, it's more to it than that. And also, it's a practical thing. One thing, in most of the world, people don't marry based on romantic notions. Let me say that again. In most of the world. You know, they know, most people, most cultures know it takes two to make it out here. Yeah, some people can make it by themselves. Some people are forced to make it by themselves. But you're talking cultures that got thousands of years under their belt. They've seen what happened when, well, we got the stuff we have now. You know, the quote, like any fans, you know, all for my sci-fi geeks out there who watched, Battlestar Galactica, that was on a few years ago, that famous statement they had in there, this has happened before. Like everything we're going through now has happened in other cultures, and they figured out how to deal with it. You know, they figured it out. And, you know, one of the things they figured out was, hey, the family keeps a lot of stability in society. That's even the reason why many cultures, embrace polygamy. Because they realize what happens if you have too many single women around. And, you know, especially in situations in many cultures, you know, war and just plain hunting for something, like, killed off many men. So they realize that, you know, it's deeper than just some woman's whims. And, you know, when you look at what it does, when you say you love but not in love. So you have a woman, she's willing to cause a lot of disruption to really just feed her own ego, her own vanity. And yeah, I'm going to say it like that. When you look at that, most divorces are initiated by women. And then if you start looking at maybe the criminal justice system, where you have a lot of men and increasingly women in there who came from single parent homes. If you look at the psychological traumatic impact kids go through when you have divorces, or even if they not married, a breakup of a long-term couple, you know, where mommy, you know, they saw mommy and daddy together, you know, it has a big impact. One of the things that, you know, people got to think about, they got to look at the big picture. Like I said earlier, if there's a situation of abuse, okay, that's fair. And in fact, you need to get out that situation. But a lot of times it's just that, you know, the woman just want to have fun. And then, you know, it's a funny thing though, right? It's a funny thing, and I've seen this in a lot of cases. They want to go out there and have their fun, but then they want the guy that they love but wasn't in love with to still foot the bill and to still be there for them. And I've seen, like I say, I've seen this in marriages, and I've seen this in just long-term relationships. Now, how many men have been through that? How many men have gone through a situation, they break up with a woman, she's still trying to be friends. You know, you supposed to be cool while she, you know, some other dude dicking her down. Think about it. That's some little girl stuff right there. And, you know, seriously, people, we need to be called out on it. Because if it was men saying stuff like that, if it was men, trust me. As the master teacher of BGS would say, trust and believe. There'd be a major outcry. That stuff would be on, like, you know, like some major, be on CNN and stuff. They have a special town hall meeting about that. Yeah. But no, I thought about that today because I'm going to tell you what. I don't get much into politics, but then one of the things I read this morning just real quick about, you know, President Trump's, you know, budget plan. That dude cutting a lot of social stuff. And, you know, other people have talked about how these cuts will affect women especially. And I'm thinking to myself, a lot of people gonna catch some hell. And the thing is, a lot of them in that position because of silly reasons. Seriously, and I've seen it, and it was like, and my thing is this: I ain't even really concerned about, the men having a wife, or a girlfriend, or a woman having a husband or a boyfriend, whatever the hell word you want to use. I'm gonna tell you the truth, and it is even part of the reason I even talk about relationships. The kids. Now, I think I mentioned in a comment, I don't know if I mentioned on a video, I used to work in the criminal justice system. I used to sit in jail cells, well, not jail cells, but jail conference rooms and stuff with convicted criminals. I used to go to homes, interviewing these cats before they about to go to trial. And it's like a lot of single parent homes. You start making a connection. You're like, well, wait a minute. You got all these single parent homes and all these relationships not working, and who's being affected? The kids. I still remember more than a few times I've talked with young guys, young straight thugs, who, because, their mommy didn't want to deal with the daddy. And let's just call it what it is. It ain't always a situation where the man leaves. Because I know personally of situations where the woman just wanted that man's seat and didn't want him in the life to begin with, thinking they could be mommy and daddy. And yeah, if I'm sounding a little bit heated over it, because I've seen the results. I don't really, look, fuck all this shit, everybody going back and forth and people worried about who's saying what about them on YouTube. I ain't listening to your ass unless you got some kids. I'm just being real with you, especially the women. You got a bunch of women that they just worried about whether somebody think they cute or something. Nah, I've seen it out here with the kids because I work with the damn children. I shouldn't say it like that. I'm sorry. I shouldn't call them damn children. But I've worked with the kids. Worked with many little boys. Kept a lot of young men who would be called thugs out of trouble. Guided them. I remember I had one dude. Now this is a dude true to the game thug. Type of guy who probably knocked off or robbed somebody or did some criminal act before I talked to him. And I had that young man crying. Because he said, you know what, nobody's ever talked to him like that. Because his father wasn't in his life. And then from talking with him, his father wasn't in his life because his mom was on some stuff. I want y'all to let that hang there for a while. So this serious. It's serious. So it's like when I see some silly shit, and y'all know I don't really go in on women like that. But damn. If you ain't feeling a guy, but once you in a relationship, once the kid's there, oh nah. You gotta grow the fuck up. You can't just on some whim, like just break up stuff and think everything gonna be cool. Nah, it don't work like that. Nah. You gotta think of beyond that. Just like I tell men, it was like, hey, once you get that wife and children, once you get that family, and I've told men this, just so y'all didn't think I'm just picking on the women. I told men, hey, shoot, you gotta change some things up. You got a responsibility there. But then I'm telling them that, and then you got some women talking about, well, I love him, but I'm not in love with him. I think I want to get with this guy over here. And he got me strung up. And then they try to come back later. And then the kids messed up and all, whatever, while the parents acting stupid. So, there's a bit of a ramble, but, I know I talk a lot about relationships, mainly about relationships on this channel. And I know I started another business channel, but as I've actually said before, I used to make money just following politics, writing about politics. Hey, if you go on like that Wayback Machine on I think archives.org or something like that, just look up Ron Wills, look up this website, politicallyblack.com. You'll probably see some of my old articles. And all this is connected. And like I said, I know this is a ramble, but I see some stuff coming down the road. I haven't talked about it. I haven't really got into the politics. I think I might, might have to join Master Teacher BGS on some of those hangouts. I be trying to sleep while they be having them, but at 8 hours I can jump in. But seriously, there's a lot of stuff coming down the road. A lot of stuff. I ain't even keeping up full. I'm keeping up just enough. I just put it like this. I still got some connections. I would start making some phone calls. I find out some inside shit. And there's a lot of stuff. People gotta stop tripping over like their little stuff. Right? They gotta stop tripping over it. Because, it's... People gotta grow up. Shit. Anyway, right? That's it. Like I said, I ain't mean for that to be like a mini rant or ramble or anything like that. But I see what's coming. So a lot of stuff, we gotta start checking ourselves. And I'm saying men and women. We gotta start checking ourselves. So, and one of the areas, women need to check themselves about that thing called love. And talking about they in love but not in love. And that's just one thing. Shoot, I got some stuff for the fellas too. So anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go on that one. Y'all, I ain't gonna say peace. Y'all just have to start thinking about some things.